Warm welcome to everyone. I will be able to be with you until 6:45, but we don't need to finish the meeting, just I may leave it. Thank you. Welcome everyone, and the floor is yours. The most effective way I know how to learn from Father Chris is asking questions from him.
Hello, I have a question.
Yes, Amy, go ahead.
Um, I just came back from the Philippines, and um, going through the islands, I noticed garbage that is in the beach, and I was wondering um, why there are so many garbages. So I asked some a local, and they said that because the government should do more policing, would be, and it brings to, then I'm curious about how do we introduce NVC when people are um, um, when people are operating on fear? They only do things when there is a punishment. I was curious, like if I will introduce NVC to the people here, how do I approach it? I'm wondering if you have something. Yeah,
So,
something about that.
there is one certified trainer in the whole of Philippines, isn't it?
Yes.
You know her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Amina. Yes.
yeah, I always think, well, why is that we haven't got any more trainers? So, but I think I think it just there's lots of NVC being done in Philippines, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Amina is yeah
She does a lot of trainings.
yes.
Then there was people from outside who went, did lots of training, and so I don't know why we don't have any more trainers there. So your question, of course, is how do you introduce NVC in Philippines? Is it?
Yes, not so much also in the Philippines. I saw that too when I was in Vietnam. There is
Mhm.
some, like, culturally there's difference. Like, in this is my interpretation um that there's so much fear that they operate in fear that only when there is punishment things can be done. So I
I
thought, like,
think
with NVC, we're into compassion, into empathy. How do we introduce NVC when basic, like, fear is still is very much present, and basic needs are not even met?
that's your interpretation, of course.
Yes, that's mine. Yeah.
And I think if there is lots of garbage, that's a sign that there's a lot of there's lots of consumerism is going on. People are having a good time there. So I don't know how did you get to the fear part?
um because it brought me to we have this issue in the Philippines now. I don't know if you're all aware about Duterte, the ex-president and the present president. during the 30, apparently things are done. There was people are they felt safe, but as an outsider looking in the Philippines, what I hear in the news is just because he is spreading fear. Anybody who would not follow him will have a problem. So it's
Mm.
also like, is that the only way where we can, clean up the garbage, if we have this fear that somebody would put you in prison, or you fine you so much. And then how do we, yeah, me, hopefully I will be certified this year, is as a trainer, like, if I want to go into that local, in the local, and I was like, which aspect of NVC can I introduce?
So I think NVC is all about love, I think. So you can introduce that part, because they say where there is love, there is no fear. So I think NVC is all about connection, which is actually it's about connection is another word for love. So anyway, I'm sure this question is, of course, it's open to all of us.
Mm.
So while you were there, you did not introduce NVC.
No, I was on a holiday.
That's a good time to do that. Yeah.
Although, you cannot never really be introducing NVC, but it will be a one-on-one, not a group.
Yeah, NVC just is when you become NVC, then of course you're introducing NVC all the time.
Yeah.
So
Like, if I have to create an introduction there, like, how do I approach it in a way that I would like to introduce self responsibility, and then, or at least start from there.
I don't think I will go there. Yeah, responsibility.
Mm.
I will go the simpler ways. It's about really, I won't even introduce, I will just, it's a question of connecting to people, and use the process to connect to the people that you are there with. So I don't know.
Start with connection.
So anyway, we shall open it to everyone. Eva, maybe you could give an answer, because you're doing lots of introductions.
My main motto is, please don't come to help me. Please come if your liberation is connected with mine. So if I go to a place with the attitude, I want to help them or change them, it doesn't help the connection. I learned it with, please come if your liberation is connected with mine, but I'm more like, if your evolution is connected with mine. Like being able, so this is a sentence I have learned. So I don't go to see people with the attitude I try to help them, but I go there with the intention of how we can connect or how we can evolve together. And if you come to see me and you see me having a lot of fear, when you share something from your vulnerability, that's what helps me to feel safe enough to share about my vulnerability. Unfortunately, some of the trainers are using their role for their own therapy.
What do you mean by that?
Sharing about, please repeat, Chris.
What do you mean by that? They're using it for their own therapy?
Like sharing too much about my vulnerability. The focus too is too much on me as a trainer. But it's tricky because if I go there only with my self-confidence, people will not see most probably my humanity. I need to share something about my vulnerability, but it's very important. We are not there speaking about me. I am there to provide an emotionally safe container. When I got to NVC, the first 4 years, my enemy was telling to me I was sleeping through the trainings. Yes, I slept a lot, partly because I had some health problems. And now I see it. I knew NVC is important for me, but it was too scary. And I didn't open up because someone told me a very great exercise or pushed me or confronted me. I opened up when I felt safe enough and the space was offered. Was I clear, Army?
What I got from what you said is this um, to connect in humanity, to connect our humanness through vulnerability, but at the same time, um, to show vulnerability enough to create a container of safety, or to, yeah, container of safety, and that also others can be inspired to show their vulnerability too. That's that's what I get from what you said. Is that what you wanted to say?
If you experience me being too scared, before I face my own fear, I would love you to role model how you face your fear. Mhm. And please do it in a way there is still space left for me.
Yes.
How is this for you, Chris?
Yeah. I don't know if I will. Of course, you're talking to Ami, does it answer your question, Ami?
It gives me something to chew on.
Mm-hmm. So how will you introduce it?
What I hear is to create a space for safety where connection can exist. But then I was like, okay, uh, there is a piece some for me missing. Like, so you have these fishermen, you have these local people. Um, I don't know yet what I can fill in that space before introducing this. Yeah, it can be concept even for them still about safety, um safety and trust when at least in my story, in the lens of fear, when safety is maybe totally different for them than what I think safety is. Which brings me to, how do you teach NVC in different culture when, yeah, when we say safety, but what does safety mean to them? Safety mean to people who, as who are poor, safety in people who doesn't have food in the table, safety in people where every typhoon their house is blown away. I don't know yet. I find at this moment I find it like, whoo.
I'm hearing many questions. Like, for me, it's two questions: how to introduce nonviolent communication, and then how to define safety.
Aren't they kind of the same?
For me, not.
Mm. Yeah, maybe this is a challenge that I as I plan to um, be active more in sharing NVC in that part of the world. And even that's my challenge on how to, yeah, how to navigate it, how to embody NVC, and I know meet people where they are. Then I have this um confusion in myself. That can I do it? Can I meet them where they are?
Amran, you want to say something? I know you have done lots of introductions.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you speak, Amran? Can you?
Yes.
Yeah. How would you introduce it? Because I know you have been doing it for a long time.
Yes. Uh, Unfortunately, right now in Iran, we have some interest of people, and they're coming to the session for listening and interviewing and become familiar and even practice for that. But if I faced with some people in the daily life, I don't want to invite them or introduce NVC as my job or as my attitude. I try to connect to them and listen to them empathically. And if we can connect, then we can share our interest. And I will share that this is my interest, this attitude, this book, or that's my job. I translate this book or whatever. And I'm going to through the path that I learned from NVC community, connection before correction. When we want to introduce NVC to them, it shows that we want to correct them. We want to make some change to them. And I think if we start through the connection and they interested to however we act, however we think, and how we are connect, they are eager to find what is the cause of that, what is the behind of this lifestyle or whatever. This
So,
is the in
Cameron,
daily life. And
yeah,
when I'm going to have the session for interviewing or introducing the NVC, that's a workshop. I share with the some style and handout and different things, which became like a formal way of introducing NVC.
what I got from you, Cameron, is the willingness for the person for the person to learn NVC. If I come there
Exactly.
on that village and say, I'm gonna teach you something, then I would approach it as if I'm going to teach them something. But if
Yes.
yeah, so there should be an invitation and unwillingness on their side to learn.
And my experience in Iran is it was that with advertisement or saying something, nobody show up in our workshops. With the words of mouth, people who are interested, they invite their family, they introduce their friends, and by this we found new people in our workshops. By practicing NVC by some people, the people who are close to them, they think we want to learn, or friends or husband or wife suggest it's good for you if you start practicing this communication style or attitude or whatever they want to introduce. And for the beginning, I start from my family, my friends. One of them are there driving in the
Mhm.
Canada. Yes,
Thank you for sharing, Cameron.
you're welcome.
I think I am complete for now, Chris. I would like to give chance to other questions too. Thank you all for your contribution.
Thank you. Thank you, Eva, and thanks, Cameron.
I have a question not related to the topic, maybe. And I'm curious because I was for a long time far from the group. In the beginning, we received one question about how we look at the certification, how looks at that. Did prepare any feedback to that material or not yet by Eva or you, Father Chris?
It was my question, and I'm still working on it. We'll come back soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Imran, you're working on your portfolio, no?
No, I'm not doing anything. For the certification, don't do anything. I have my daily life, workshops, translation, or whatever. No, I'm not. I sent an email to Eva to ask because I want to come back to the path.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing anything.
I think you have what the CNVC has put online, what do they call CPP, no?
Yes,
You
I
have
read that. Yes.
yeah. And but I think you are you're already doing the stuff that I mean whatever you are doing is part of the portfolio anyway. So what are the things that you are not doing actually?
Maybe two things somehow, because maybe for 3 times we didn't have internet for 80 days, 40 days, and we had two wars and some
Still going on.
Yes, maybe a little bit disappointed from this way to communicate. And somehow the writing portfolio for me is vague. I'm not clear that what is the procedure or expectation to write. For myself, I'm writing a kind of memorial self awareness or maybe journaling for myself. I'm writing for that in Persian, but I didn't start or put that part in portfolio because maybe portfolio is vague for me, or it's possible right now or anytime I receive some clarification for that, for sure helps me because I think mostly I need that official procedure for certification because I had some training. I'm working sharing NVC for 20 years, or I don't know, some other stuff.
So I think you have done more than enough for a portfolio. It's just a question of collecting them, putting them together, because I mean, the procedure that they have is, of course, is to write something like, something journaling, which you're already doing, the workshop you're already doing, some reports of the workshops that you do, some feedback from the participants. All that I suppose you're already doing anyway. And I hope you have them on your computer. At any time you want to finish a portfolio, you can just put them together, I would imagine. So I think something that extra that they're asking for is to write some of these, what do they call those? The distinctions between
The key differentiation, Chris?
key differentiation, KDs, yeah. KDs, if you can write, that'll be useful. I mean, because that's also is one of the requirements, I think, for as part of the portfolio. And also it's useful to clarify for yourself and for the people that I mean, mainly for yourself, what the key differentiations are. Because those are those are ways, I think, that to understand your own clarity about the process. So those things, if you have them, it's okay, but it's if you can put them together, also it'll be useful. When normally the process is when your portfolio is ready and you are ready for pre-assessment. And then we do the pre-assessment and then go on for the assessment. I mean, you've been doing it from at least the time I met you, you already had, you already started doing work, and the first IIT in 2004. So
Yes.
that's the wrong time. So you have stuff, so if you can put them on, and I mean, I know you were not interested in it, but I think just for the, because unfortunately I am doing the pre-assessment with the other trainers. When I want to invite anyone, my candidates for pre-assessment, the other trainers would like to know the portfolio, you see. So that's why it's good to just to make it clear for them your own clarity about the process.
Sure. Thank you for your
So if there are any
sharing and
problems,
guiding.
you can always you let me know, because that is my purpose is to help you on the path and to finish it off, so that you can start.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Eva, that you said you were going to do it some more stuff, but what exactly did you mean, Eva?
I am doing what, Chris? I didn't get the word.
No, you told Kamran that you will do something more or something. I don't know what you were talking about.
I'm still planning to create a program for supporting, but I don't want to focus on preparing for certification, more about to do our next step as trainers.
Yeah.
And I still plan to do it, but unfortunately, everything goes slower than I thought.
So anyway, Kamran, if you need any help with these things that they are asked for certification, you can always ask me. I'll be more than happy to explain if you need any.
Thank you. For sure. I will start to write that.
Yeah.
My understanding about those key definition, the concept, and will share with you and talk with you. And I send an email to Eva. I hope she can have time to receive it. And right now, Eva, I wrote one message here. If you can read it, thank you. In the chat. For sure, I will connect you. Thank you.
Thanks.
I don't see your message in the chat. Which chat? Zoom or WhatsApp?
No, in Zoom, the private part I wrote. I can send it into WhatsApp. I wrote an email a few days ago. Okay, I will send it again. Okay, I will send in WhatsApp. Thank you. No
Email
problem.
is the best because all the rest is I am lost.
Okay.
Email is easier to keep track.
Again, I will send it because I sent it a few days ago. Maybe it goes down. I will send it again. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions or clarifications or any other topics that we want to talk about? I'll be happy. Ami, you are also a candidate, are you?
Yes, and I have my pre-assessment.
Already done?
Not yet. 18 of September.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Not yet. well, that's true. The congratulations is that finally I decided to take the step and put the portfolio. So yeah, that for me was like also a big thing because I took my time to also, wanted to be sure that this is what I wanted. And I ask you something, Chris, about some. It's just wanting to hear like needs, meeting needs. I'm curious about what does it mean to meet needs? And is it an active thing or is it a passive thing?
Active or passive?
Like I would say I have a need for I have a need for safety.
Mm-hmm.
An active one would be like I will find a strategy so that I can feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And a passive one is something like that need of safety is already met by recognizing my need for safety.
Or is it?
I notice that most of the time my needs are met by or the needs that is very pronounced is just acknowledging what is.
Hmm.
And so I thought like sometimes I don't even know, I don't have the words for my needs. And it's like it's something like safety, it's something like ease, it's also a little bit of trust. So it's really like a salad of words that I can come up with, but it does not describe one word. And then by exploring this basket of needs, it's already like eases up um that kind of lack of need. That's why I'm thinking like needs. Is it something that we can meet, or is it something that is met? Um,
So when you say your need for safety is met when you acknowledge it, what was that meeting of needs means for you? How is this? Is this met?
I can I what I sense is that it's not so pressing anymore in me.
Uh,
It's not something like a longing anymore.
Is
It's just is.
it? So is that first of all a need? First of all, if it is not, if it disappears, just acknowledging it.
Yeah, so maybe just the needs to be to acknowledge and to
I don't know. For
yeah,
me,
the
needs
acknowledging.
is about life energy.
Mm.
Basically, that is needs for me, and it is expressed in so many different ways, and so eventually, even wanting a slab of chocolate is a need. It's an energy of desire or something maybe, but then sorry that so it's a need is an expression of life energy, and it could come in many, many different forms. So it is not. It's not want an ice cream cone. That's not. That's also expression of need. But then it is. But to really go to the deep root of that need, of course, is much more than that. Right? It's just one of the expressions. So, which, of course, if you have a need for ice cream, you want that will not met, of course, unless you have an ice cream cone in your hand. All right.
So the strategy of ice cream an ice cream is
that's actually want what you desire, which is, of course, it's also an expression of need, but that it is different levels of it. But the need, what you're talking about, the universal needs, right? So needs that are really basic needs, which is always people, for instance, air to breathe is that something that is a vital need for our body. All right, that is without that you don't have life.
Mm.
All right. So energy of needs. That means basically it's a life energy.
And this life energy is in me.
Yeah, that's all.
Or is it around us?
No, it is within us. Our life energy
Within
is
us.
within us. Yeah, our own life energy. Yeah, it's.
Can I ask also a question here?
Yeah.
So if needs, just to make it clear, if needs is life energy within me, then can anything beneficial come out of suppressing my need or sacrificing it for a greater good?
Okay, if it is a life energy, you want to meet that need because that's part of your life yearning or energy, So you need to meet that need. But actually, that's where I think Ami said that acknowledging it, at least knowing that you have that need itself, is also in some ways moving towards it.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that I have to satisfy it. I'm meaning a little bit. I try to be a little bit more concrete. Being a mother, it means that if my child is in need for help or guidance or needs something from me, and I also need sleeping, for example, taking a rest or just experiencing a little bit of ease for myself. I realize this in me and recognize this need in me, but I can suppress it to meet my child's need, to be more authentic to myself as a mother. I don't know whether it's clearer now or more complex.
So actually needs are all connected, no? They're not, if it's your needs, they're all connected. So the needs, if it's a life energy, of course, there is life is one, and therefore the needs are all connected. They're not.
So my need for help, sleep and and rest and ease is
That
the
is the-
same energy as my child's need for guidance or help?
Yeah, because you need that to be able to fulfill the other need.
Mhm.
Right? To be able to have your own rest and your own sleep is equally important to be able to attend to your child's need.
But if it has time constraint, for example, for my child, can I suppress my need because it's not so overwhelming?
Yeah. So you will see how much. So when you say that you need sleep and rest, right? That
Mm-hmm.
is that is it's not a defined space. So you will need the sleep and thing to be able to fulfill the need for your child and attention to your child. So which comes more urgent for you or more pressing for you, you will attend to it.
Mm-hmm. And what if, okay, this is not for me, not for my life. I don't know whether I can ask this question here. If it's not possible, you can just tell me and I will ask another time. Because it's connected to my Christian faith. Sorry. So what about if this need is so big as living? I mean, Christ's sacrifice. His need was to be alive, and the others killed him. So, and he let it be. So, and I can also. So, is there any how can I connect this to NVC? Is there a connection here, or I don't know how to interpret this?
Connection between what?
Between sacrificing my life for another person. And what about my needs?
Sacrificing for another person.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it is that maybe you have another way of meeting your need, right? The needs are there, but the needs can be met in different strategies. So if you have a strategy of sacrificing to meet your need, that's your strategy, that's fine.
So this is a strategy to give my life for another person to meet my need.
If that, yes, that has been done. People who sacrifice their lives for others. So that's nothing new. That's the strategy they choose.
Mm. But then they are suppressing some other needs they have.
So, of course, we are not talking about which is right and which is wrong. All right.
No,
So
I want to understand it.
Yeah, this is basically if this is your needs are also they come invite us to understand make us understand how to fulfill it. For instance, if you say, for instance, Ami says that if she acknowledges that safety, that need is met for her. What does it mean? That means her need for safety is not that urgent or that important or extremely necessary now. So for her it is fulfilled in the sense of that she is aware of it and she knows that she can take care of it when it arises. So it's also, how you meet your need is your own strategy.
Mm-hmm. And what was Christ's need when he sacrificed his life for us?
Now that will be a little bit in the category of people sacrificing their lives for another person, another human being, So he might, that will be going into theology basically to find out what's the need of Christ to sacrifice himself. So of course he was.
So it's too complex now.
Yeah.
And if I ask about a saint, Kolbe, Father Kolbe, yeah, his need, as I understood, was to save the other person, other person's life from death, to attend to his family.
Yes,
and that was greater than his need to stay alive.
Yes, because he wants this life to continue, but then he knows that as far as he is concerned, he has completed his life to a certain extent. He has that satisfaction, but he would like this person to continue his life, so he sacrificed his life for this other person. So that is also how the need is expressed for him.
So if I have a relative who suppresses her needs all the time to sacrifice herself on the family's altar, the best way to help her is to help her recognize her needs.
Yeah, I mean,
and how can I help her to allow these needs, or to verify these needs, or underline them, or accept them? It's not easy.
So it is not easy because it's basically sometimes you might be attached to someone. And then you might neglect your own life. That won't go as a sacrifice, actually.
No.
That sort of doesn't help neither the other person nor yourself. So it's a question of having clarity about your own needs.
How can I tell this person how destructive or devastating this behavior is?
Well, you need to first connect with this person and to hear this person out what she has to say. It's not for us, for another person to decide about what she's doing. You need to really connect empathically and see what she's doing and why she's doing. And of course, it's another thing, of course, for you to make a judgment that she's doing crazy thing of, ruining her own life. So you want to save her. I say that, which is not the best way. Then
I know.
it's a question of actually connecting to that person empathically, so that you can come to know that person a little more. And then once they are connected, then they will be able to hear you, and also you'll be able to hear them. And then you may be able to, instead of having any judgment over them, first of all, connection won't come if you have any judgment of that person. All right, that's the first step, for instance.
That's not easy.
So first you need to let go of your judgments if you want a connection.
Chris, Rennie's hand has been up for a while, to let you know.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, Rennie.
Tiéd a szó.
Oké. A Kinga fog nekem fordítani, és...
I will translate. Kapcsold ki a telefont.
Szóval
If you can.
hát elvileg ezt csináltam.
Oké, na, go.
Nekem egy olyan kérdésem van, ami egy ilyen workshop alkalmával jött elő.
I have a question came up during a workshop.
Ez egy kellek workshop volt.
Kell? Milyen? Kell?
Kellek.
Need, vagy have to do workshop.
I have to do.
Yeah, it was a workshop about have to do.
És az egyik részevő azt mondta, hogy én futni szeretnék, hogy kielégítsem ezt, meg ezt a szükségletemet, így a workshop vége felé.
And one participant said that I want to run to meet with my need of blah, blah, blah at the end of the workshop. And
és tök szépen végigmentünk azon, hogy milyen szükségleteit szeretné kielégíteni, és hogy mit csinál, amivel ezeket ki is tudja elégíteni.
And we went through during this workshop that what need they were and what she can do to meet this need. So, yes?
És a legvégén mégiscsak úgy fejezte be, vagy fejeztük be, hogy hát igen, látom, hogy ki tudom elégíteni a szükségleteimet így, meg így, de én még mindig nem futok, és ez engem nagyon zavar, és én itt ezzel így nem tudtam mit kezdeni ezzel a helyzettel.
At the end, she said that, yes, I see that if I do this and that, then my needs are met, but I am still not started to run, and I am frustrated this, and it was a problem for me how to solve this. Szóval az a kérdésed, hogy neked, Reni, az a kérdésed, hogy akkor, az mi a kérdésed?
Az a kérdés, hogy igazából most le kellett volna esnie az RMK szerint annak, hogy kielégültek a szükségletei egy másik cselekvés által, és hogy a futás az lehet, hogy neki csak egy álomkép volt, vagy szóval, de én ezt nem mondhatom ki neki, hanem hogy...
Okay, so I recognize that the trainer helped her to understand that she was a different need, and she can satisfied to meet with this need differently than running. But this participant couldn't understand and was frustrated, even if it was obvious that she have different strategy to meet with her need. Igen?
És hát, és most itt én nagyon örülnék, hogy ilyenkor, tehát nyilván nem akartam neki ilyen közhelyeket vagy stagmákat mondani, csak annyit mondtam neki, hogy oké, maradhatunk-e most ennyibe, és hogy van-e valami ötlet, vagy hogy ez ide való egyáltalán ez a kérdés igazából.
Okay, so te voltál a tréner.
Igen.
Okay, so Reni was the trainer, and the participant wasn't satisfied with the result, and so Reni concluded this situation that so we can finish just right now. Tehát mit mondtál, hogy fejezted be?
Tudod, ez a kérdés, hogy
I concluded with a question that...
Hát maradhatunk most ennyibe, hogy most akkor, ha itt most így abba hagyjuk, akkor ez így most oké neki, vagy nem, és igazából ő úgy oké volt az egész folyamattal, csak még mindig, mint cselekvési terv, neki a futás még mindig ott maradt, mint egy ilyen valami, amit nem tudok megemészteni, hogy miért nem futok.
Okay, so at the end I asked that, are you okay that we have finished with this conclusion right now? And she was okay with the process, but she didn't get the impression that the aha moment that yes, I could have different strategy than running for fulfilling my needs. So it was for me frustrating that I understand her problem. I offered her an MVC answer, but the participant didn't catch the point.
So is there any specific question, Reni?
Még van ez kérdésed?
Igen, hogy mit lehetett volna ott a végén.
Yes.
Tehát, hogy
What I should have said at the end after this.
Amikor nem tudom a választ, vagy nem vagyok annyira gyakorlott, akkor mi a Jolly Joker mondat kérdés?
So is there any Jolly Joker, is there any trick to said at the end when the participant is not satisfied, even it's obvious that it was the point?
És ne haragudj, csak egy valamit kijavítanak, hogy elégedett volt.
That, okay, she corrected me that the participant was satisfied with the result. Igen.
Mert látta, hogy kielégülnek a futással való elképzelt szükségletei.
Because she saw that they need met related to the running. Igen, de...
Látta boldogan, hogy igen, csinálok egy csomó más dolgot, kielégítem azokat a szükségleteimet, amit azt gondoltam, hogy a futással fogok kielégíteni.
She recognized that there are many other things I can do and met my need, which was originally supposed to met by running. Igen.
Tehát az egész így mondhatom, hogy sikeres volt, de a végszó mégis az volt, hogy basszus, de én futni akarok, miért nem futok?
So it seems to be a successful story, but at the end she added that I still want to run. Why I couldn't run? So the question of Reni, that do you have any suggestion what to say in these circumstances?
What was the topic of her workshop?
Kellett workshop, tudod, hogy amikor Marshall azt mondja, hogy el kell vinnem a gyerekeimet, riportot kell írnom.
Igen. The topic was that the have to do or not have to do.
Topic is about
it is Eva. Eva, are you here? Because it's Eva, one of Eva's favorite topic that we never have to, or even Marshall said this, that we are always free to say no, so no any have to, as I understand. Reni, ugye ez?
Eva is still here. Has she gone already?
What's the question? Okay, I'm missing my training.
Okay, go ahead, Eva.
So what's the question? I already did it.
Well, me as a have to training. Ez volt it was
How
the
to
question.
transform have to.
Hát a kellek workshopot hogy fordítjuk le angolul, az a kérdés.
How to transform have to into feelings and needs. This is a practice. Make a list of what you have to do and then find what's the need behind it. Did I answer?
Yeah.
Can I answer to your question, Rani?
Yes, please.
No
Igen.
expectation what participants discover. Me as a trainer, I just go with them. I don't try to direct them.
Oké, valaki fordítja?
Igen, te vagy Éva, lefordítod magadat?
Hogy nincs elvárásom, hogy mit akarok, hogy ők mire jöjjenek rá. Elmondom, amit tudok, felajánlom, és aztán ő azt kezd el, amit akar. I offer whatever I can, and then they take it or leave it.
Oké.
Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Köszönöm. Thank you, Eva. Okay. Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Rani. So what did you learn from this workshop?
What I learned, my God. First of all, I made a really big step. I made it. It was the first. And the second, I was not sure I want to stop or I want to continue, and I'm engaged. I will do 12 workshops in this year every month. And after the third one, I say, oh my God, I can enjoy this. But I had a difficult question, what I'm not deal with this, because the normal had to do, and I really do. I'm really good with this. But I should do something. It's not the same for me. And I had a difficulty because I would like to do something, but I'm not doing, and I blame myself. So because it's mine, I want to continue with this topic as well. And I see what is my feelings, what is my needs, what I would like to meet with this. And in this workshop, I saw and I try to do the workshop. Okay, but why would you like to do it? What is your needs? So I was really just szóval ott voltam és tartottam a teret neki ebben.
I hold the space for her in this situation.
And it was so good to see she find the megoldási stratégia.
Strategy for find a solution.
It was he, but it doesn't matter. How he can meet these needs, but he was really focused or stopped. I decide I want to run. And that's why it was difficult. Okay, I see what is this, but I'm still not running. And I know what is my feelings and needs, what I'm not running, what I'm doing instead it. And it's so good because now I don't blame myself. So that's why I say the workshop was good because I show this is good as well. But because I have a same, I would like to do something and I'm not doing, and I see what I'm doing instead, but I'm still not happy because this I don't do, I'm not doing. And this is what is a little difficult.
In a way, you're teaching something, but you're not following it in your own workshop.
First of all, my workshop is not a teaching workshop. It's something what I'm interesting and I need to practice. So this is my workshop. So we are in the same level, and I don't want to teach. I cannot teach, but we can find together the way.
So it's workshops are all, I always believe all workshops are wonderful because they they help. If the other person fails to understand, find help, at least it always helps us. You learn more of what you're doing. Thank you.
Yes. And I learned a lot about what is my needs and behind my planning, what I would like to do and why I would like to do. And maybe I should just switch the strategy. How can I do these things? Because the question is, I want to do these things. This is my blockage, or I just want to meet my needs.
And curiosity, Rennie, can I, when you said you want to do, but I'm wondering if you can be.
I can be.
Instead of do, can you be?
What do you mean? If I want to go to run, how can be?
When you want to do means actively doing something, going into strategy, going into solution. I'm
No,
wondering if you...
For example, I want to go to run, but I'm not running, but I'm doing yoga. Maybe I go to the swimming pool, but it's still my dream to run.
Yeah.
And I can merge jazz. But I'm not running.
Mourn.
And I'm mourning, I'm not running. And I see when I go to the swimming pool, my needs meet with the healthy and sports, but I want to run.
Yeah, and I can imagine
because I want to run.
you can stay with the morning. You can just be morning without judging that running is better than swimming, or one activity is better, good and bad again. But can you just be with a morning of I would have liked to run, but I find myself swimming for whatever reason.
Or I'm
that's what I meant by be.
Or maybe I'm just sitting on the canopy and watch TV because I need to relax and so on. Yeah. So this is and I know every time I feed some needs of mine, but if I'm just always meet the need, what is I don't know. I'm lost again myself here.
And I would like to say something, Chris, and then I would like you to give your opinion about it, that everything we do is meeting a need.
Yes, sure.
What do you think of that, Chris?
Everything that you do is to meet our needs.
Is meeting our need. That sometimes I'm not even aware what my need is.
That's right.
But I'm finding myself doing this strategy There is a need for me why I'm sitting in front of television when I have this, I should be doing my portfolio. But I find myself sitting in front of the television. So that it is meeting a need, a much more.
So one is an unconscious need and the other one is an unconscious need. So sometimes a lot of things that we do, we don't know why we do it. That is what you call the unconscious. So there is one, the unconscious, our own unconscious self and the conscious, and also there is a collective consciousness and also collective unconsciousness. So it's the idea of NVC is to really make the unconscious conscious, so that you really then you realize yourself more fully.
Thank you.
Can I also add a note here that I was very I can connect to Rennie when she told about her experience during the training as a trainer. I don't know, it is really hard to not to have expectations from myself as a trainer and not to have expectations from the participants either. And how to go in a direction, or do we have to go in a direction to improve or not to improve NVC and consciousness. So this is not easy to let go of expectations as a trainer, I think.
So it's to do training means to do without any expectations, is it?
Yes. Can I do a training without any expectations at all? Yeah, I think it's possible, but for me it's not easy, it's hard.
Namely, why is it hard? Because you are attached to your outcome.
Yes, I used to be a teacher, yes.
Yeah.
Giving grades to students, not anymore. Yeah.
So in NBC that you do all the work towards the outcome, but you are not attached to the outcome. But you are open to the outcome.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's a better word. To be open to the outcome.
Yeah.
And to accept.
Yes.
Accept.
To be open to the outcome is that is you are satisfied with whatever the outcome is, but you do the work that is necessary. You see, just like a farmer plows the ground, sows the seeds, waters the ground, but then he's not attached to the outcome. He believes that the seeds will grow, but he doesn't know. But he doesn't every day just dig up and see whether it's growing, you see. He just believes. That's what you call basically in life that I always talk about surrender, which is very important which is also what NVC eventually teaches. The spirituality of NVC is where you have to surrender to the life to be able to serve the life. It's only then that you begin to live. To become one with the waves is the only way to surf. Right? So the only way to become one with the wave is to surrender to the waves.
Yes, but if someone is so precious to you, you love that person, and this helper arises in you, in me, it is hard to.
Yeah, because of the attachments.
Yeah.
You see. But
Yeah.
that is true of all the athletes also. They're attached to the winning. Then they can't really fully be free to put the energy in the game. So
But
there is you need to do all the work, but then you need to surrender.
But is it required, or is it important to be detached from my beloved ones to be free?
Yeah, even to love the person totally, you need to be detached.
How can I do that?
So you need to understand what detachment means. Detachment does not mean that you don't love the person. You love beyond all these things. There is no unconditional love, what you call. That is what what it means to be totally detached.
So to be totally detached is when you love a person unconditionally.
Yeah.
Grace, if you what words are you going to use to describe spirituality?
Spirituality, that's the heart of spirituality is surrender. Unless you surrender yourself to life, you cannot live. You cannot experience life.
What does it mean to surrender?
Oh, that is a big topic, but it is. It does not simply mean to give up. You know, it's the most active and most creative act of any human being to surrender. So it is not the same word that we use for surrender. And surrender is also, it's not something that you can do. You can prepare yourself and open yourself, and then surrender happens to you.
So surrendering is passive, it's not active. Is that what you say?
Surrender is?
Passive, it's not active. It's not something that you do. It's something that while you're doing something, you found yourself.
Passive. Not passive. It is the most creative and most active thing that a human being can do is surrender. That means to become one with life, you know.
What does it look like in everyday life?
Surrender is an experience that is common to all of us. We have all felt it sometimes. When you see a beautiful sunset and you lose yourself just looking at it, where you totally surrender to what is there. You don't question, you don't object, you don't resist. So that is, so whenever, most of the time we are resisting life. So to become aware of this resistance that you see and to really be open to let go. Does not mean that you can do it, but it is at least you are open to it. And then, of course, it happens to you.
Can this resistance be with another person or towards another person?
Oh yeah, but it could. Resistance can show up in every part of your life, and you can very clearly see it.
And then if I experience this resistance in me, then I go to my needs. Why is this resistance in me? And then when I connect to my needs, I can let them go.
Once you become aware of your resistance, you can let go of your resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So again, acknowledging that you are resisting is enough to dissolve the resistance.
Sometimes not.
Not sometimes, not sometimes the attachment could be very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Or your ego might be very strong.
Mm-hmm. How can you get rid of your ego?
No, you don't want to get rid of your ego, then you'll be lost.
But if
because ego is, you need that for your survival.
Mi van akkor, ha fájdalom akkor?
What's that, René?
Jaj, most nem tudom, hogy csináljam, hogy az Eszter tudjon nekem fordítani.
Jó, mondjad.
Szóval, és mi van akkor, amikor akkora a fájdalom, hogy az miatt nem engedem ezt a... Hát fordítsd le így, amit mondtam. Ennyi van most.
But if the pain is so big that don't allow me to, tehát, hogy elengedni az ellenállást?
Hát, hogy ez a szó, amit mondtál, ez a surrender, vagy
Surrender.
Igen.
Yeah, able to
So
surrender.
if the pain is too big to surrender,
Who decides which is big, and it's your decisions, huh?
Yes, it's mine.
Yeah. You have to live with your decision.
I don't know what is more painful, to make this decision or to let it go all my, I don't know what, ellenállás.
Resistance.
Resistance is, resistance you can, if you are observant of your life, you can see the resistance all along. And sometimes it's very simple things, And then you have the practice of letting go, becoming aware of it and letting go. Then it becomes a habit of this, you have this habit of letting go and not resisting.
Yeah.
Then
I had a lot of experience, and it was just so cool, with ease, my God, it was so good. But now I feel something what is so much pain. And I'm just, I don't know.
But isn't resistance protection? Like when the need is...
Sometimes it is, sometimes it is. Sometimes
yes, but the pain is already there. So this resistance, is it really a protection, or it was? And I'm just so difficult to let it go. And like Chris said, it's just a decision.
So resistance could come from your own attachment, or it could also come from your own protection. So it's certain amount of discernment that you begin to. Once you practice it, then it becomes easier to see where it's coming from.
Yeah, but from when or from where can I know it's not a protection anymore? Because if I want to protect myself to be heard, as I protect myself to be happy as well, because it's a war. What is, can me protect or can me separate to everything?
Those are decisions you learn from life. It becomes, because it teaches you and gives you the wisdom,
Okay, thank you.
So the wisdom is just to be aware of your resistance is a great thing. most of the time we are not aware of this. We are in control by the ego, so we don't even aware of it. So the practice is to build up real awareness. So is that are we supposed to go for 1 hour?
Yes.
We already
That's
passed
the
1
end.
hour.
That's the end. Mhm. However,
close?
I would appreciate if anyone can write in or think about an everyday example of how to recognize resistance and how to be aware of it. A very everyday life example. That would be nice.
Anyway, I think I have told already that there is a book written by what's his singer? His last name is Singer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's called the Surrender Experiment. The book is called The Surrender Experiment.
Michael Singer.
Oh, Michael Singer. Yeah, Michael Singer. If you read that, you get, he talks about his own real practical things that he came across as resistance, and he writes about what it meant to let go and what was the results, and then that's a surrender experiment, he calls it. It's an interesting one. You can write your own surrender experiment.
Thank you so much.
Lori, I want to share something. Like for me, when I would say but, it means I'm already resisting. Somebody would say another but, but that's my signal that I'm into resisting mode.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.